All right, we're back, and we decided to not even look for outlaw webs. I mean, I tried outlaw. I got a champion one, put in the main hand, rolled around with the build I wanted. It's booty cheeks. So we're going sub now, and I find it to be pretty fun. Now I looked on the Mythic DPS like for the week of Mythic Liberation of Undermine, and I think the best performing is outlaw right now, followed by assassination, and sub is actually in the middle of all the DPS meters and such. But I like it in a sense. In a way, I like it. It does well. It's cool. It's kind of like a three button. It's kind of like it feels like a three button spec, really. And I can go over the build real quick. It's basically centered around running a haste, and mastery. I didn't want to run Subtlety like we always have to, because I think the reason why I even switched off of assassination is I just don't like whatchamacallit. I don't like how I run out of energy so quickly. And if you rotate the stuff correctly, your shadow, you can have energy here through secret techniques. Plus, I'm using Master of Shadow. So every time you shadow dance, you get 25 energy. You vanish, you get 25 energy. And the haste master build, and we're running Deathstalker, which no one else is running either. And it's focused around eviscerate, and you don't use secret technique. Now I could put secret technique in this build, but it doesn't work well. It doesn't do any more damage to eviscerate to begin with. Eviscerate's rating for like 3 million. Secret technique's hitting for less. Plus, it does an extra 30% damage as shadow regardless. So it's like, if it's in for 3, there's an extra million on top of that. So it's hitting for like 4, right? And I was running around in a heroic dungeon yesterday, and they were hitting for 6, which is cool compared to like the dummy. They don't hit as hard for some reason. And that's all it's really built around. And I wanted to try a build with Dark Brew, which I have. And it says since it has shadow damage increased by 10%, I tried to pick everything in here that had to do shadow damage, like Gloom Blade. That means shadow finishers would have increased damage, and which means I didn't want to shadow strike as much. So I took all the points out of shadow dance. I still had points down to the rotten, but I had points in like replicating shadows, and it was just trying to. And I had points in perforated veins too, and it was just trying to. And I also had Gormor's bite or whatnot, and it was just trying to like maximize Gloomblade attacks with eviscerates. The only problem is that it doesn't do that much damage, to be honest, and the Gloomblade itself doesn't fill up your combo points quick enough. One of the main energy regeneration is your combo moves generate 5 energy per combo point spent. So there's a chance you can get anywhere from 7, and then if you have a supercharged combo point, up to 10. So you use a finisher, you get 50 energy out of it, which is good for energy regeneration, because it just, you just can't find it, to be honest, in assassination unless you have full unless you have like really high crit and you're running the one where when your poison's crit you get energy from it. So I tried this build out, and I even had a build where I had Subtlety and it just wasn't even using it. But this Vigor one is really good when you have increased energy regeneration. But I think I could just supplement that for haste. So if I was running Dark Brew, I was picking Lingering Shadows or Darkness, increased shadow damage by 30% after Shadow Blades ends. And I have this one where you 100% crit with Shuriken Storm. You want to use it because of what's it called? Clear the Witness does pretty good damage and generates additional combo point. So after you apply Deathstalker's Mark, you can use Clear the Witness, which it basically means every time if you try to pay attention, that when you crit with Eviscerate and then it will apply and you see like 3 stacks of Deathstalker's Mark on the target, you can Shuriken Storm after that, because it will hit for another 150k plague damage, which is really good for single target, because your single target tats are only doing 70k. The only thing is like my Shuriken Storm was 40k. The plague damage does 190. It'll be like 190. Except when I stealth, most of my damage is coming from Shadow Strike, and that does 228. So it might not actually be worth switching to hit a Shuriken Storm with the plague damage. The only way it would be is because it's physical damage. There's also a build where, like, you know, only your stealth abilities or critting in the back puts Find Weakness, which exposes armor for 10 seconds. So that's always on. And then there's this Silent Storm, 100% chance to crit after you gain stealth advantage Shoutdown. So every time you Shoutdance or stealth, it's a 100% chance to crit with Shuriken Storm, but also at the same time, Deathstalker's Mark, it's reapplied. Clear the Witness, you can proc the 100% crit plus get a Clear the Witness hit off. And then it says right here, if you critically strike with Shuriken Storm, increase the critical strike chance of Storm by 15%, and its crit strike damage by 30% for 12 seconds. So I like using it to kind of just spam Shuriken Storms into Black Powder is what most of my moves are when I do AoE stuff. And basically anytime I can, it's Shadow Dancing into Shadow Strikes, and that's really it to finish with Eviscerate. It's very, very, very easy to play, and I'll show you right now. Now I don't. This has to be one of the worst. This has to be one of the worst delves there are, but I need to get an 11 done, so technically we can almost even just skip all this, right? We're just trying to find some crates. Go right here. Shouldn't take me out of stealth. That's fine. We can even like shroud if we want all the way to find a crate. We're actually gonna kill this guy. No, I'm oh shit. Okay.
Smell that? It's treasure.
Okay, we're gonna kill this guy right here, and we'll open up with this.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Too far away.
Watch your step.
I got to wait again.
I'm out of range. I must get closer.
I don't know where the fuck this dude's going. I don't have him even in a tank roll. I don't know why he's hitting so hard.
Watch your step.
I see people coming now.
Bram's got your back. Hey, be careful. You won't get us with that.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
You know, I don't know how I took so much damage right there. I mean, oh. Huh. What happened to my sound? And I died. So, where's this guy? I don't know how we just died right there, to be honest. I mean, I should be able to handle. That dude took a lot of damage. I normally can actually smoke him a little quicker than that, and at least he died. But I don't know if he had a shitload of armor or what. But the fact that he was even just running really makes it harder to hit him. And I don't know why he was running for. We just need to get this done because it's an 11 to get the achievements done. Delver of the Delps 4, and then we don't have to come back here ever again. That should be fine.
I'm out of range.
Like, what?
I must get closer.
Okay. Let's see. What is going on? They're attracting the sharks? Am I supposed to kill the sharks? This guy can see me. I mean, I don't want to kill a shark right now.
Pulling in.
Too far away.
Pulling in.
Here's the one I hate. I literally don't like the most out of this. Is pick these up.
I require a target.
I'm not sure why these guys are just hell bent on. Who am I fighting now? Why am I in? I am in combat still. I'm not too sure why. I don't know, but it's annoying. Is it the egg? Is there an egg nearby? Is it one of these fish or something? Not too sure. Kind of just, oh, there's one right here. Okay, we're just gonna stealth anyway. Like, I don't understand why they're chasing out there, but it's really annoying to like have to chase these people up a fucking tree. I mean, I don't even want to use any of my cooldowns for the next pull here.
Treasure close by.
I need to target something first.
Okay. Alright, this is just torture. The torture is they keep running away, and it's really bad. Where is this dude? Come on. Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You won't hit us with that.
I swear, am I lagging? Die, dude. What?
I require a target.
I'm not too sure. Just run away here. Not really too sure why this isn't working. We'll pause real quick. Okay. I don't know if it'd be better to... I thought I blew these up. What happened? Okay. I don't know if it'd be better to... What happens is when you shadow dance, your next attack gives you full combo points. Same with vanish. Sharks look like. The sharks look like I'm gonna have to defeat them, which really sucks. Okay, okay, they left. Okay. Let's target this guy. Now the question is why didn't pretty sure I opened up with that, but he didn't. Where is he? Ah. Okay, so yeah, it really only works if you're in Shadow Dance, and if you're, I mean, I have to, like, basically use Symbols of Death all the time, so I don't really know if it's best to just have these macroed into my spenders. I think might be the best thing I could do. Let's try to macro them, right? Dude, take away, we don't have Cold Blood. I have them macroed in like Rupture. That's probably okay. I don't use Rupture too often, but it doesn't hurt to use it there either. But I feel like I literally need to have them macroed into I could even have Shadow Dance. It seems like macroed in a Shadow Step too.
The answers are here. I can feel it.
Okay, so both are on separate cooldowns. Just to use it, I mean, it's to take away the fact I need to go push another button, right? Because I basically need, the second I see that I'm not shadow striking, I need to be hitting Shadow Dance. The best thing to do is just try to shadow step into it, I guess, so it's one less button to push. But I probably should macro symbols into maybe backstab into backstab would probably be the best one, so it uses it when Shadow Dance ends. It's because more than likely when it ends I won't have any energy to begin with, and then the first one I can hit I'll notice when I'm out of it because I'll get the points in it. It's also the same as like Shuriken Storm. The only problem is if you do that Shuriken Storm with Symbols of Death and I spam it during those certain times I open it, like where I go Shuriken Storm, Black Powder, Shuriken Storm, it'll use 2 charges and it'll only put 12 seconds instead of like 10 and 10 on top of each other, which makes it kind of crappy. So I might just macro backstab really quick to symbols. And sometimes these things do help, like not having to think to push a button. Probably I'm using him, someone could say I'm using it in the wrong way, but it's fine. It's about trying to play something different. You know, we don't always have to play the meta, the same thing. And I find that to be that we cast. This is how you make a macro. We want to show the tooltip of backstab, but we want it to cast Symbols of Death before we backstab. Problem is there might be a chance of spamming that too. But save it and let's just see how this works. Oh. Minarch's fail because of add-on. Which add-on? The tooltip, backstab, cast. This one, cast. This one. Okay. Hold on. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but we'll try it again. Symbols. Okay, so show tooltip, because there is no there isn't any there's not an update anywhere. Go tooltip, backstab, cast, symbols, cast, backstab, save. Nope. Interface action failed because of an add-on. What add-on? Let's see. Load out of date ones. Gather mate. All head looter. Right now. We don't need gather mate anyway, kind of since I don't have like certain, you know, before when I'd make like a route to pick up stuff, it was different. Now like gather rate's kind of useless. Back to macros again. Try it again. Okay, open this up. Here. Over one. Okay, so show tooltip backstab. Cast. Of course I always spell that one wrong. Symbols. Cast. Backstab. Still nothing. Still an add-ons in its fucking way. So never mind. Run around like this. Am I stealthed? I'm not.
I don't have a
Am I
target.
lagging? No, I'm still in combat is a problem. I just use this. Am I stealthed? I think I am, yeah. So we're going to focus.
I need to target
here.
something first.
Oh. Cool. Sure why I'm in combat this whole time
You'll
either.
find me wherever the action is.
This is gonna be a tough pull, I think.
They'll never use it that way.
Run.
Got to dodge.
I'm out of range.
Hang in there.
I don't want to have to use Shadow Dancer just to kill this dude, but I might have to. I don't have enough energy.
I require a target.
Now, this works good in theory. feel like the damage black powder is doing good enough, so maybe a crit build would be the best move here instead of haste. But then I'm just running whatever everybody's running. I don't really want to do that. I'm trying to base off of trying to run something new, make it work. But having to always rely on these little cooldowns makes it really hard.
I must get closer.
Cool. Hit the wrong button. Heck was that noise? Okay, so this like little biofuel thing I have on my back is no good either. I'm not sure if Pocket Factory is doing anything. I don't know why it just keeps showing I'm in combat. Still in combat. Probably some like there's some fish somewhere out there that's still in combat or something dumb. Okay, this guy's coming over here. There's a lot of dudes here. Let's try to get him to come out here.
Too far away.
Where's he going?
I must get closer.
Oh my god, where's he going? I'm just gonna wait. I don't know what Brian's doing. Kinda dumb. Dude's gonna come over here. Surprised he hasn't. Let's wait. It's waiting. We're gonna remove slice and dice. Is just hit that twice. Like I really don't want to have to like. What the fuck is Bran doing? I don't understand what's going on. Why does he keep chasing Bran over there and running away? Exactly what I didn't want to happen. Oh yeah,
Watch your
yeah, I
step.
need to take that away.
I'm out of range. Too far away.
Watch your step.
I'm out of range. I must get closer.
I don't know why they keep chasing Bran around. It's really annoying.
Watch your step.
This has to be one of the hardest. Want to get that healing thing right there. Yikes. I mean, it's just real not. It's not indicative of like. Is the build good or not? It's really strange. This is probably just one of the hardest dungeons, in my opinion. Like, I don't even want to tricks of the trade the dude. He just keeps running away. What's this? My movement speed and haste increased by 30%. Assassination is really easy because of caustic splatter. Makes it just too easy. I also know when I'm playing assassination, my parses are much higher than if I'm playing sub, but I feel like I'm just stuck in mastery is just not that fun. This one's okay where it's your finishers, and that's cool. That's alright, right? I just don't want to play the same build everyone's playing.
I'm out of range.
This is what the fuck? Dude. I'm basically just gonna die because he...
Watch your step.
Too far away.
If I don't AoE, I might be alright.
I must get closer.
Watch your step.
Can't end like this. Let's keep a strategy.
But the question is, why the fuck does he keep running over there? Like, why is he running away? I don't get it. I mean, I don't necessarily need to kill these two dudes unless I want a better fucking gold pile. I think I'm just gonna skip it. Oh no, I need that over there. So we have to kill this dude. Just need to wait for cooldowns, I guess.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
Oh, whoops. Am I gonna die? As soon as stealth ends. There it is. Usually puts down a campfire. Forgot to drink. Water breathing. Okay. Well, if I just don't understand what's going on. Like, maybe I can sap this dude and then kill this dude.
Too far away.
Watch your step.
I must get closer.
Oh my god, use it!
I'm out of range.
Watch your step.
I must get closer. I'm out of range. I need to target something first.
We try even kill this guy. That guy's so annoying. I mean, I don't really care for the Nemesis chest. Bag with it. Okay, what do I do now? Undersea Abomination defeated. Okay. Let's just wait. We're gonna wait the 20 seconds. This is getting rough. We'll just wait. Yeah, and having to actually, I should just have these macroed in some way because it's actually really hard to. It's really hard to pay attention. Now, I don't know if you hit like one shadow dance and it's supposed to last 12 seconds. 8 seconds. I don't know if... Nah, it should last 14, right? It lasts 8? They just don't help with shadow dance? I mean, there's almost no reason to even have this except for this, the vanish I used for energy regeneration. I might as well just go here. I thought this also increased shadow dance time. I mean, I should just go mastery here. There really isn't a reason. Without it. Okay, well, that's what we're gonna switch to. I basically should do is I probably should macro shadow dance to backstab, so if backstab shows up it'll automatically use a shadow dance is what I really should do. Save my vanishes. I mean, that kind of sucks, the build of like using a vanish to get another 6 seconds to like help premeditation. After ending stealthy, next comp point generator ability generates full comp points. But to come down here, I mean, I feel like maybe the energy regeneration is better here, but it does help with shadow strikes and stuff just to switch hit and vanish. Now you don't want to vanish at the same time you have shadow dance up though, so that's why I was rotating these. But maybe the Subtlety will help with some downtime, because I have a lot of downtime when I feel like there's a lot of downtime in whatchamacallit. I feel like there's a lot of downtime in when I don't have any energy and I'm like looking for it using these buttons, and I use symbols of death during that time when I need energy instead of maybe using it during a time I could do more damage instead. But it's also for energy regeneration too, like because of secret techniques, which is your auto attacks have a 30% chance to generate 7 energy and store 1 comp point. So if I had more haste, a lot more, I actually probably could run this side of the tree, but because I don't, it's like I need this one. We're just gonna stick with this and see if we can kill this boss. You can't actually tricks the trade brand in the first hit or so. Now we do it there.
Watch your step.
Fran's got your back.
Run.
Too far away.
Watch your step. Run. Watch your step. Run. Watch your step. Run.
I must get closer.
Watch your step. Run.
Too far away.
Watch your step. Run. Watch your step. Run. Watch your step. Run. Run.
did it. That took... It says 20 minutes, but it was not 20 minutes. It says, these are like... I feel like these underwater ones are the absolute worst ones. So now we know, definitely just need more haste for energy regeneration. It says it has 40% more frequently, so I don't know if that means 70% or 40% of 30. I mean, let's see if the tooltip switches once I hit. See, it says 31%, 31%. I don't. Still says 31%, so is it 40% more frequently? Or 40% of 30 is what, 12%? So to go up to like 43% chance. Technically, we just need more energy, like most things. Okay, Fungal Folly, Dread Pit, Spiral and Side Street. But the Underkeep, I think, where's the other one? That's right here. This one. The Stinkhole. There's also, oh, Rolling Down in the Deeps. I can go get that really quick. And then there's the excavation site. So I don't know. I mean, let's just go fly over there real quick and talk. I mean, energy regeneration is just, I don't understand, like playing a rogue and never having it. You play Outlaw Rogue, you have it all the time.
I need to target something first.
So we just need to get to a flight point, which the closest one's here.
We are the seekers of light.
The question is, you know, if they have an optimal way to play with these talent points, how do you make it so all talent points seem a little viable? That'd be the real question. Trying to capitalize on hitting as hard as I can with Eviscerate because of my masteries while we're running Supercharger combo points plus Deeper Stratagem. It's like it's almost a must. So then these 3 extra points kind of go in places where is it going to benefit you the most? I'm just going to go Mastery here on this side with Thistle Tea. Mostly because I'm using Shadow Strike as a way to get more combo points because of improved ambush. Or Shadow Strike generates additional combo point. But if you're running Shadow Blades and you hit the backstab, it will do full combo points anyway. Then when you Shadow Strike, which is pre-med, and you hit a Shadow Strike, if you Shadow Strike after Shadow Dance and pre-med, you'll get full combo points anyway then too. So I think it doesn't really... I'm actually using this, trying to use Vanish basically as another way of getting energy plus having Shadow Strike. And that's literally all I'm doing with this. So we're going to switch to this for more energy because there was too many times where my energy regeneration was really low. But Shadow Dance also increases your damage by 30%. So you want to get that back as much as you can. And it says right here, your finished moves reduce the remaining cooldown on Shadow Dance by 0.5 seconds per combo point spent. So every time you use a finisher, you get Shadow Dance quicker, which increases your damage by 30%. So everything's based off of how quick can we build combo points. Well, pre-med gives you full combo points when you basically stealth. Or even after you Shadow Dance. And that's really it. That just helps you get full combo points to use it. But the Shadow Blades, anytime you do one, you can hit with one combo building move, and you'll get full combo points. So I like to try to use Shadow Blades after I Shadow Dance when it's on cooldown. But because the damage is so high, it does a lot of damage. It's really good to use that during like a boss fight ish. So like you Shadow Dance into a Shadow Blade to try to do the maximum amount of damage during Shadow Blades using eviscerates and so on and so forth. Did I just gain max rep with this dude?
You need it?
Yeah. What did you get from it? This. We're gonna switch
I
to
can't
the
use that item
Mechanosaur.
yet.
One. Did I not complete that delve? I'm pretty sure I completed that delve, did I not? It even like counted as a complete, so why isn't it here? Good thing it's done with. It's kind of stupid to use a key and it didn't count. I mean, it's a bug. Maybe I should report it too. What am I doing? I was doing something. Why did I pull that up? Okay, so we are going to switch off of this to this. Also, if you're not running a haste crit build, it might be better just to run Gloom Blade, but it doesn't hit that hard. It hits a little harder because it already bypasses armor, but you kind of want to crit, I would think, to do more damage physically. But again, I mean, running Gloom Blade, I think you'd have to run Dark Blue, and the damage just isn't there when I try to do it. There's no real way to run like Gloom Blade and still try to run an Eviscerate build. Well, Gloom Blade doesn't really have any. I say about crits is because improved backstab when you're high in the target, it increases your crit strike chance by 15%, and you're not really relying on. You're not relying on. Like if I want, I could run this whole build and then try to put 1 point in Gloom Blade, so when I backstab, I don't have to run this. It basically would take a point here and put it here. That'd be really it. But you can't do that. You don't have enough points for that. I would like movement speed increased by 1 if I really wanted to not run, ever want to run Gloom Blade, but I'd have to pull it from somewhere else, like maybe take away Master of Shadows to put it there, and then I wouldn't be running haste at all, and that would actually help a little bit on damage. So not relying on these critical strikes from backstab to apply find weakness, like shadow striking. Like if we looked at this fight, which really sucked. Where was it? Gutter, Cram Hunter, Undersea Abomination is here. Shadow Strike did 881. The only cool thing was, like I said, it does give you maximum combo points when you hit with it. No, it gives you 3 combo points, and if it has a chance to hit again, it will give you another one. So you can get 4 out of it, as opposed to the most you can get from Gloom Blade is 3. I think the energy usage is about the same, right? 43. It only has 3 more energy to use, which backstab's hit for 309. Gloom Blade hits a lot harder, but it's like I'm probably gonna be shadow striking a lot because I'll be shadow dancing as much as I can, right? It's just like if I wasn't trying to capitalize on shadow dance, then I wouldn't be running Gloom Blade. But then you're trying to find a way to do a lot more damage without using shadow dance is almost impossible. Like maybe you'd have to try to use more into Symbols of Death with Gloom Blade and with just the Eviscerate finisher here. But then you want like a crit haste build, I would think. I mean, you're not really relying. It's like you're not really relying on your finishers, but you kind of are. You could take points out of here and put it here. Take points out of here and put it here. Well, you couldn't have all. You couldn't have. You could have this, this, and this, and you're relying on Shadow Strike. Well, not even Shadow. Well, you wouldn't even want this. I guess you'd just be running here. You'd run these 2. I guess you wouldn't need. I guess you'd run haste and crit and mastery, or these 3 here was the build. But that's how. I mean, that's what everyone's actually running. The suggested build for raiding is that. Burst wide. Cold blood is good for. Cold blood is good for secret technique, and you can use it with eviscerate. But Darkest Night gives you 100% crit chance on it. Anyway, if you can knock out 3 of them. The Rotten, after you use symbols, gives you 100% crit with a builder. The thing is like in the Rotten, like after using the Rotten and hitting a Shadow Strike, the most to do is 800k, but running like Perforated Veins with the Rotten and Gloomblade with Dark Brew, I've hit a million attack before, but you just don't get your combo points back fast enough to hit eviscerates. So it's like trying to spend as many combo points as you can to remove Deathstalker's Mark to get to Darkest Night. This is the best way to do it. If I wasn't running this build, and even if you're running this build, the Trickster, you're still using secret technique a lot. And you have to run crit strike because of this. You do more critical strike damage to phase targets, so you hit secret technique and then you crit harder. So of course you'd be running this what's it called, lethality with cold blood, because cold blood also is here as well, right? Oh no, that's baited or whatever it is. Slice and dice is for haste for sure, and then there's your auto attacks just hit 7 people. That's nuts. After you, I mean, it's really good for AoE and probably a best single target too, but just to use different moves, you have like a different change up and buttons you're pushing, you can clear the witness is good. Now I wasn't really using it for single target, mostly because I just didn't have enough energy to waste 43 energy on Shrieking Storm when it does less damage than a Shadow Strike on a single target. Now they say it helps with single target, and I mean it's possible, right? We'll see how it goes. I know when I start off, I Shadow Dance anyway. Like I remember, because it gives you 30% damage, I'd come out with I would open up with a Shadow Strike into Rupture and Shadow Dance right afterward. I'm not even waiting for this to fall off. So this might be the better build here, 100%. I'm not gonna run out of energy as quick. Do I even have? What is this? Okay, so what are we running now? It's been 30 minutes of me yapping and doing one delve. Should we just do another delve activate? I only have 1 key. We can do one that's cool. I can run the LFR and see what we parse or something dumb. I can also go run for coffer keys, which oops, I have a coffer thing right here. We probably could get our coffer keys right now. Let's see if there's any other ones. Key to success. I know that seems very boring to go run for coffer keys. Oh, there's also a boss right here. Go do the boss real quick. No, that's not the right spot. Destroy excess mineral deposits. We'll do this really fast, then we'll go do the world boss, and we'll probably call it. Because I want to use my keys on these 4 that are left. I should have did Side Street Slice. I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. I should have did that yesterday when it was up, but I know it's going to be up tomorrow. They basically go back and forth every day on Slice and Excavation Site. Why am I in combat still? I don't know. There used to be a lot of people here.
I'm out of range.
I really didn't want to have to come up here to do this to come off.
Too far away.
Why am I in combat again? Oh, I don't have any poisons on. It doesn't do that much damage anyway. Like, this is kind of feel like it's a waste of a talent. in a sense. It doesn't. You don't even do. Even your poisons as assassination don't do too much. So it doesn't really make any sense to.
I'm out of range. I don't have a target. I must get closer.
Efficiency and bravery are a power.
Now, like even jumping back and forth, my backstab did. I did use it a lot, so I guess it is worth running improved backstab. I'm telling you, if you weren't going to shadow dance, you could try to use. You know what? If you're in a crit haste build, you would be shadow dancing with your builders. But the cool thing is, after you use, your next backstab or shadow strike increased by 50% after you consume five combo points anyway. So there is a builder, single target builder increase here, like for your Gloom Blade or not. So it'd be really kind of, if it did run a crit haste build, it would be really cool to run Gloom Blade with a bunch of stuff, but with Shadow Dance. So if you weren't in Shadow Dance, you could be Gloom Blading, but if you were Shadow Dance, you'd be Shadow Striking. But because I'm trying to be in Shadow Dance all the time, I don't want to run Gloom Blade. But it would probably be good for a haste build. But so this gives you 100%. It's a guaranteed critical strike on your next two generate combo point abilities. So it's kind of like, it's basically for single target, like backstabbing or whatnot. I feel like backstabbing should be macro to Shadow Dance, and symbols should be macro to something else. So if I actually get into a backstab position, it automatically uses the Shadow Dance. But you want to not correlate, but make sure you're using Shadow Dance during Shadow Blades 2, which is kind of automatic. Okay, now we go fight this. We fight this boss and we'll call it for the day. We got other stuff to play. Just trying to make builds work that
Someone didn't get the message.
I mean, you can run the meta and they'll tell you what to do and what the best stuff is, and that stuff is really cool, right? Except it just gets boring to me. Everyone run the same thing. I mean, they put this stuff in the game for a reason, right? Like, if you weren't gonna, where could you try to find 30% more damage during Shadow Dance? But you only get 30% more damage for 8 seconds. If your haste is kind of slow, you're only doing 4 moves in between that time. If most of them are builders like Perforated Veins, you would run this for sure. You hit 4 backstabs and boom, you're doing 50% more damage. And if it lines up correctly with, you hit symbols when you get it. I mean, there'd have to be kind of a thing. If you get a buff, you'd have to be paying attention to maybe run symbols at the same time, so you auto crit with it. This one here, where your backstab deals additional 50% damage as shadow, it kind of sucks. I don't like this one either. You could put 2 points here and here instead and run Dark Brew in some way. Yeah, it'd be 1, 2, and then I don't know how you'd get down to Dark Brew just to do 10% more damage, but you wouldn't want it anyway. Even when I run Dark Brew, I try running Replicating Shadows, and Rupture does okay as well. Feel like maybe in a haste master build that might be okay too. Maybe, not really too sure. And I'm pretty sure bleeds have nothing to do with armor either. So doing it as shadow is like, it's cool, but it's mostly so it replicates damage. It does additional 10% damage as shadow and applies to other people, like to one additional enemy. That's cool to spread ruptures around if you didn't want to go Shuriken Storm AoE, but because Clear the Witness does this plague damage, but it's mostly for single target. So I mean, I didn't even, you don't actually, well, this one right here, where your Shuriken Storm does 50% more crit, adds 5%. So basically it's 20% chance to crit, and the crit damage is increased just for Shuriken Storm. And I don't really know how much that actually does, to be honest. I'd have to go hit the dummies and look. Maybe I have something still here. No. No. Shuriken Storm. I mean, it doesn't hit that friggin' hard. It might be doing 150k, but my Shadow Strike's doing 575, regardless if it's hitting. Okay, so he casts 26, hits 52. Maybe it's hitting an average of 3 people at a time, maybe 4. I think it hits all, right? Okay, so up to 8. So if it's doing, well, that's almost 1 million damage a second, Shuriken Storming, if they all crit, which isn't bad. Black Powder is doing 1 million-ish. Okay, so it's not that bad. So Shuriken Storming really isn't bad, because the other way would be spread your Rupture and then hit a Black Powder, is what you could be doing. That's if you didn't want to run Shuriken Storm at all, and that would be trying to run Swift Death instead. But this Exhilarating Execution, where you get healed for using your and you get a shield, is actually pretty good. But it also has a 15% chance to crit, and it applies weakness. So like 15% plus 30% plus 35%, and then it has a 100% crit chance here. I mean, you don't need to even run crit to run Shuriken Storm, and it has 100% if you wanted to use it paired with symbols. So I wonder if there's a way to make an add-on that says like I can macro it to Shuriken Storm, but if I already have the buff on, it won't apply the buff. I wonder if there's a macro like that, like do this, but if you already have this, don't do it, type of shit. That'd be really good. I'd have this shit macroed everywhere on stuff. I should look it up. I'll look it up in a bit after we kill this boss, and then I go look around, see if I can do it. Because that would be really, really good if you can macro something, but don't do it if you already have the buff. I wouldn't even really need to. I wouldn't even need to like think about. Is there not? Oh, it's right. Like when to use something if it was just automatic. Let's see if
Our
there's
enemies have become brazen,
boss going on
attacking in the shadow
here.
and the light.
Here.
We need you to take the fight
here.
to them.
Now we're all waiting for the boss. Let's see what this guy got. Champion daggers, very good. Power, I have that. Ooh, wow, no, House of Cards is cool. Mastery crit strike, haste mastery. You must have the speed one. No, I thought he had maybe a speed jump somewhere. Oh, he has the Jester diamond. Hoop of the Blighted, crit mastery. Crit haste, crit mastery, crit. A lot of crit stuff. Aha, crit. Critical effect. Talents, probably running. Oh, he's running Deathstalker. Oh, he's running the typical. Yeah, I know this build. Let's see who does more damage. Let's go. See?
These cursed creatures.
Not too bad.
Well
Look. If I get to stand there for a couple seconds and do some damage, it really isn't that bad. At one point it was pretty high up there, and what happens is I didn't know that secret techniques was going to fill my combo points after I used a finisher, and it did. So then I would waste some of my time in the shadow dance doing another builder instead of using a spender. And that's just something I'm used to, spamming builder, spender, builder, spender. And, you know, of course, Dance Macabre would also, I would help a lot here if I like maybe took some points off of somewhere to, but it's only for each different attack use. So I'm not gonna like, I don't know if that means you go into Rupture, then you do a secret technique, then you do an Eviscerate. And I don't really do that. I'm doing one move, just Shadow Striking into Eviscerates because of Deathstalker for the most part. Like I said, I can throw secret technique in there, and I don't want to. I want to stay like this because it doesn't do any more damage, not really. So, all right, that's it. We'll come back tomorrow, see if I can get these ones done, the Delver, the Delps, and the Dread Pit, and blah 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 blah.